Good morning, dance teachers. I hope you're all well. I'll give it a few minutes to get some people on, but I hope you're all well and ready for our very first training this morning for the Dance Studio Reset. I'm Hayley Bird, the founder of the Dance Teachers Tribe, and I really feel like this is a time where we all need to come together so that we can help our studios move forward and support each other. And that's why I've decided to do this 4-week studio reset, because what more of a good excuse to sit down and look at our business systems and processes than, you know, the time where we can't be as active in the classroom as we'd like to be. So we're going to be doing 4 of these sessions. So the first one today be about 20 minutes to half an hour, and then we're going to have 3 more sessions, each on a Thursday at 10:30. I'm going to try and record this. I think I can download this after I've shared it to the Facebook group, so if there's anybody on the mailing list who won't get a chance to see this, then hopefully I'll be able to send it out to you. But right now I know it might feel like the dance world has been literally tipped upside down, and many of you I know are feeling so disheartened at the prospect of even more weeks of teaching via Zoom. It's absolutely heart-wrenching when you're as passionate as we are about our careers and what we do and about our students, and it does feel sometimes like we're not quite doing our best when we're doing it via Zoom, because we're so used to being so interactive with the kids and so hands-on that it's really odd to do it through a screen, and it's really disheartening for us. And although we might not feel that we're doing our job properly, you know, the parents are so grateful for the normal that we're bringing to their children's lives at the moment, because everything else is so strange, and your pupils are so grateful for you as well. So just remind yourself of that, as disheartening as it is that we're going to have to be in this very strange situation and not teaching how we'd like to, that how grateful your parents and pupils are. And yes, you'll get the odd one who hates Zoom and cancels their standing order or their direct debit or asks for a refund. You know, that's just what happens. We can't please everybody, but the majority of your pupils and their parents are so grateful for what you're doing for them right now. And you know, we are making such a difference in children's lives, so please remember that. Stay positive, guys. There's going to be jobs lost, there's going to be finances getting a lot tighter, but for lots of people, they will desperately try and continue the normality for their children. I'm a mum of 3 myself, and the last thing that I will let go is the children's things they love, so the activities they adore. I'll have cheaper toilet paper, I'll buy 1 less Costa a week, anything to make sure that my kids get what they need and what they enjoy and what they love. So from the heart, I can tell you as a mum, you know, my kids' activities will be the last thing I get rid of. Now, that's not me telling you that nobody will cancel, because there will be some that have to, or you know, perhaps their kids have grown a little tired of dance anyway. You know, they will sort of going to go at some point anyway, and this has tipped them over the edge. Let's just face it, let's, you know, bite the bullet. There is always dropouts every term at dance. You never are going to keep everybody. That is the nature of the beast. That's how it works. You know, we do have a small dropout rate. Now, the smaller we can get that dropout rate, the better, but you're never going to keep everybody. The only difference now, and why we're all panicking, is because our finger is on the pulse, and we are watching like a hawk every single dropout, and we're panicking. Now, we'd have those same dropouts in a normal half term, but usually we're so busy and wrapped up in exams and shows and everything that we don't sort of notice those dropouts the way we're noticing them now. So I want you to just take a moment and just take your foot off the pedal and not panic for a second, and just think, this is normal. People drop out. It's just more obvious for us now because we're in a global pandemic and we are panicking a little bit. But, you know, we should always have our finger on the pulse. We should always know our retention rate. We should always know our dropout rate. And this is an excellent chance for you guys to start getting in the habit of doing that, checking once every half term or once a month, and just seeing how many of you had come in, how many of you had go, how has that affected your finances. Get into that habit now. Now you're really aware of it, you know, keep that habit, because it's so important, because it really affects your finances of what you can run and what you can't, what you can afford to pay people, what you can afford to pay yourself, most importantly, because I know lots of you will not be paying yourselves. If anyone's willing to put their hand up and say, please do, because I've been there. I'm still a studio owner now. I was a studio owner I've been a studio owner for 11 years, and 3 years ago, my studio was on a complete downfall. You've probably seen me on here saying my story. I almost lost everything because I couldn't afford to pay my rent. I turned up one day, the locks were changed. So I've been where you are, and it's taken me 3 years to turn it around, and now I'm really blessed to have a profitable studio, but it's taken a lot of hard work and me being really strict with myself. So on to today's training. I want to touch on 2 areas today that are going to really help you through the next 4 weeks, and to make sure your business is super robust, because that is so important, is making sure that you are as solid as you can be, so that when we come out, you're going to come out fighting fit and stronger, rather than sort of climbing out desperate, panicking because you don't know where the next lot of money is going to come through. You've overstretched yourself because you didn't want to cut anybody's hours, and now you're in a really bad place. So let's get there where we can be in a really comfortable place, where we know we're going to have this safety net that's going to catch us, and everything's going to be okay. So the first of the 2 subjects today is tightening the reins, and it's something I've had to do myself this week, and I hate doing it because I hate to disappoint people, and I hate to let people down, but at times like this we do have to put our business hats on, and we have to be overly cautious than we perhaps would be usually. So you need to start to think now about building yourself a financial safety net, and you need to give yourself leeway for however many drop out. Now, I know from the last lockdown I had 26 pupils drop out. Since we started back, we've had 31 rejoin, a mixture of new and a mixture of some that dropped out. Those figures are right in the top of my head, and I know that if I have the same dropout figure, I know how much I'm going to lose, okay, and how much I need to skim back on teachers. Now, it caught us unawares last time because we didn't know there was going to be a lockdown, didn't know how long it was going to last, so we didn't have this opportunity that we've got now to build our safety net. We were thrown in at the deep end, but you've got this opportunity now. So I want you to look back at your numbers, work out how many pupils you had drop out last time, and a rough estimation of how much that lost you over those 2-3 months. However, I know we're not all in the UK, I know there's other countries watching as well, how much that made you lose. Now, if you were going to lose that much again, you need to figure out where you're going to save that money. And we don't like to do it, but we may have to combine some classes that have got smaller numbers. I know here in the UK we've been having to really reduce our class sizes, especially if you haven't got large studios. So we've got, in one room we can only fit 12, and in the other we can only fit 6. So we've had to really reduce our numbers here, and 6 for me is my paying the teacher's wage, paying the hall hire, covering everything rate. So one of my studios is just paying its way at the moment. The other one is still making money. But, whilst we're on Zoom, take advantage of the positive, which is you do not have to worry about, class sizes. Obviously, we don't want to overfill where the teacher can't give enough attention to people, but if there are classes that you could perhaps combine, that wouldn't be overfilled, then do that. Save yourself a little bit of money. And yes, there are going to be your teachers having to cut a few hours here and there if you've got staff, but everybody is in the same boat, so please do not feel guilty. And I felt guilty when I had to sit down with my staff on Monday and say, right, we're going to have to make a few changes here, and you naturally feel guilty because it's going to affect someone's livelihood, but everybody is in the same boat. Everybody has been furloughed or have had a wage cut. Like, everybody in the country is in the same position at the moment. So as guilty as we feel, these are steps we need to take to ensure that these staff that work for you have a job to come back to afterwards. So yes, I'm not saying don't be human, feel guilty. We all feel guilty, it's natural. That's what makes you human, that's what makes you a lovely person to work for. But you must create yourself this safety net. So I want you to do that. I want you to figure out how many you lost last time, how much roughly that cost you, and where you can cut back whilst we're on Zoom, just to recoup some of that money that you're expecting to lose, okay? We're ahead of the game this time. There might even be classes that haven't grown over the last half term that, we are so passionate, we don't want to cancel anybody's class. And so we'll leave a class with 3 in and go, oh, wow, you know, the other bigger classes will pay up for it. And then that bigger class doesn't make any money because it's paying for that class going. And we're just nice people as dance teachers. We don't want to cancel anyone's class. This is your opportunity to stay. I'm really sorry, with everything going on at the moment, we are going to have to cut this class because the numbers are low and I've got to make sure we cover our costs. However, this is the however, I would like to offer you this class instead, or this class instead. You know, you don't have to just cut the class, offer them something else, give them 2 or 3 options, okay? But the money you're going to save on not running that half an hour, 45-minute class is really vital right now. So I'm really urging you to sit down, put your business hat on and get really, really sensible. Now, the other thing you can do is, can you introduce some private lessons? Is there anybody who you feel would benefit from some one-to-one? You know, just reach out. If there's anyone you think, actually, do you know what? If she was just to have half an hour a week with me, we'd really see improvement. And say, I wouldn't usually have the time in the studio because we're so busy, but now we've condensed the classes. I've actually got time to see her one-to-one. You know, just put it out there to your parents, because some of them are just so desperate for their kids to be doing activities because everything else is cancelled, that, you know, they'll jump at the chance. The other thing as well is, obviously there's going to be no birthday parties. So put it out there. You're going to do live Zoom dance parties. You know, there are other ways to make money during this time. And yes, we're going to have to think outside the box, but we can do that. You know, can you hold guest workshops with West End professionals? You know, there's so many different things you can do. You've just got to think outside the box. But, you know, it'd be really great if anyone's got any ideas, post them in the thread here, because let's all work together. Let's help each other out. You know, we're all in the same boat at the moment. It's, you know, we're all on a level playing field, more or less, and we've got to help each other. Now, the other thing that I wanted to talk about today is communication. And years ago, it used to be with dance schools that it was quite a strict environment, and if you didn't get the newsletter and you missed the deadline, and that's it, your kid's out the show, and it's my rules or you go elsewhere for dance. Now it's so different because there's so many dance schools everywhere, all over, you know, the area that you're covering. And you're not only competing with dance schools, you're competing with karate, gymnastics, horse riding, guitar lessons, singing. It's such a different playing field now because you've got so many other activities you're up against, you know. And so we have got to be more customer service minded. And one of those big things is communication. Now, as a parent myself, a busy working mum, I hate nothing more than not knowing what I'm doing. And I love it when the school literally tell me from A to Z exactly where I'm going to be, what time, what I've got to bring, you know, everything. And yes, they must think, oh God, it's that mum that always forgets everything again. But I'm so busy that I can't always keep on top of everything. And that is what the parents need from you, especially right now, because some of them are still working from home. They're going to be doing their work in the room next door to where their child's potentially doing their Zoom dance class. They need their child to get on easy, get in the class and get on with it. So they can use that whole half an hour trying to get some work done, not trying to get onto Zoom and trying to scramble to find the code that you sent out in the email last week and the password. If you have to email every single individual on your mailing list, you're all going to think I'm mad and think I'm babying them. But if it makes their life easier for you to email each individual class or each individual person to say, your class time is at, your Zoom code is at, here's the link. The easier you make this transition for them, the more chance they are going to stick it out. Okay? You need to make it easy for them. Spoon feed them. You know, we've got to over deliver to keep these people. And as frustrating as that is, because you do just want to bang your head against the wall and say, I've sent this email 100 times. Can't you just read the email? No, they can't. They're busy. I'm sorry. You know, there are busy working mums and dads who just need life to be simple. So anything that you can do to make their life as easy as possible for this transition, fantastic. I think I even did last time around a little screenshot, because we've got loads of mums and dads as well who aren't tech savvy. So I did a little screenshot of images of how to log on to Zoom, what they need to click and everything. You know, as easy as you can make it for them. If anybody wants that, by the way, I think I've still got it saved. If you want the screenshots of where to log on Zoom and what to put in, please contact me. I'm very happy to share it. Saves you doing, screenshotting it. And once you've established your setup, the most important thing is ongoing communication. You ideally want to be communicating with them at least once a week via email. Just a quick update. Hi everyone, what a fantastic set of classes last week. We absolutely loved seeing you all. It's making our day knowing that we can still dance with you, albeit a little differently, but we are so pleased that we can still dance with you. Just keeping that positivity going, keeping the morale going, keeping the parents invested. Even better if you can do more personalized communications. Perhaps if you picked a couple of classes a week and you sort of sent an email out, just hi parents, just to let you know, this week we've been working so hard on our port de bras, and the grade 3 girls have really amazed me at their ability to still work so hard through Zoom, so that you're sharing the benefit of it, because there will be some parents who will be a little bit, is it the same, are they getting the same, and they're not going to sit and watch them to see whether they're doing it the same. But if we can communicate to them on a personal level, just saying how well they're doing, they're going to stay invested. We've just got to tell them what their children are gaining. Quick email. Thank you to all my little primary moderns this week. You did amazing on your rhythm. I'm so proud of you. Well done. They're going to go to their kid, oh, well done, Miss Haley's just emailed me and said how well you did at your rhythm this week. Not only is that going to give the child a boost, that's also going to give the parents such a sense of pride. And yes, this dance school is lovely. We cannot wait to get back into the studio. We're going to sit out this Zoom for 3 more weeks. Okay. So the other thing as well is social media posts. Now, if you're like me and I'm not very good at remembering to be on it every day, you'll probably see that sometimes I'll miss a couple of days of social media posting. I'm better if I sit down and do a batch. So if you can sit down and do a batch of social media posts, just saying, it's great to have you online. We're loving seeing our dancers. Just maybe 3 a week at least. Just keeping everybody up to date, welcoming new dancers, because you will get some new ones. I've already had someone enroll the day before we went into lockdown. So yesterday I had someone enroll. Even though they know we're going straight to Zoom, you will have people enroll. I'm promising you now, there are people out there desperate for their kids to do something. So get on your social media, be really active. If you are like me and you're not great at remembering to post every day, then batch do it. There's programs out there. So there's Tailwind, there's Later, there's Meet Edgar. There's loads of free versions that you can get just to get some content out there. The more communication you can give, the better, because it's going to really reassure your parents that it's business as usual, because it is for us. Did anything, apart from the fact that we weren't physically in the dance studio anymore, did anything change last time? I think actually dance teachers worked harder. We worked twice as hard to get ourselves across via the camera, to still be as engaging for our kids. We work twice as hard, I'm telling you now. So let's just communicate that to the parents. So social media posts, if you can bulk them, that would be great. Lots of positivity, lots about how you're loving seeing your students. And also if you've got something like MailChimp, or I'm trying to think of another one, Constant Contact or something like that, you can schedule emails to go out. So at the start of each week, maybe just a reminder of the Zoom codes for classes. This is what we're going to be working on in class this week. Things like that. That's going to really keep the engagement going. Just communication really is the key. It reminds them about you. I'm going to go on about it because even though we're in a lockdown and lots of you will be thinking, what's the point of advertising? It's about not being forgotten. So I've still got all my Facebook ads running because I think it's really beneficial that I still have those going, so that when lockdown's over, anyone who's nervous about starting now will still have my name in their head. When they think, oh, dance classes, now lockdown's over, we can start. And I know lots of you will be thinking, but that seems a waste of money. I'm going to bring one brand to your attention. Coca-Cola. Millions and millions of people, billions probably, buy Coke every year. Do they stop advertising ever? No, because they need to keep fresh in people's heads. So as soon as you think, I want a cold drink, you think Coca-Cola. If they pulled all their adverts, after a while we'd start to forget about them. There'd be someone else up and coming whose advert we saw. And so you've got to, if you can, keep yourself, you know, in people's minds, in their attention. Still post in your local community Facebook groups. Like, we're so proud of our dancers here at Elite. We're really excited to still be dancing with them despite being on Zoom and not in the classroom. We're welcoming new dancers. We'd love to keep more children locally active and help their mental and physical well-being. Really go on that, because it is so important for the children's mental well-being, everybody. We are doing such an important job, you know, keeping these children going during this time. So don't stop your advertising. Keep it going. Communicate with your parents, with your students, and with your community. That is going to keep you out there. And then I think just finally for today, so we've done our tightening our reins, and we've done all about communication. Is, you know, let yourself have that little bit of sadness, that little bit of grief, that we're back online. I think we all have this immense pressure on us as dance teachers to perform and have this smiley face and excitement all the time. I think it's okay to let everybody know that we're disappointed and that we're disheartened. It makes us really, really normal, okay, and likable, because it shows the parents how passionate we are about what we do. So go and have a glass of wine and cry to yourself on a Friday night because you feel like pulling your hair out because you just can't seem to get the shuffleboard change to the kid the other side of the camera. It's okay. Please, please, please allow yourself that. You've all been, you know, incredible for these children through lockdown, and you will be after. And I'm telling you now, there is going to be, once this is sort of over, I don't think it'll ever be over because COVID's not going anywhere, but when we're sort of more normal, there will be a surge of people desperate to get back to activities and normal, and you will be ready to welcome them through your doors. We just need to get all the things in place so that you are ready to welcome them and you are stronger than ever. So this week, guys, tighten those reins, get your communication going, and next Thursday I'll check in with you all, see how you're doing, and we'll do a little bit more training. But stay positive, but allow yourself to grieve, because it's okay. I'll be thinking of you all. I'll get that screenshot in the group later on today. But stay safe, everybody. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to share what I know with you guys. It gives me so much joy to be able to share it all with you, and just have the best week. Good luck, stay safe. Love to you all, and keep smiling if you can.